Hey guys, Lil Man Stocks here. So in this video, I'm just going to be going over some Destiny 2 stuff, just kind of my opinions on some of the things I've seen so far. I'm just going to be going over the main stuff, so story, weapons, PvE, PvP, and the subclasses. So hopefully you enjoy. I thought that I'd start off with the new weapon system that Bungie created for Destiny 2. I know that a lot of people weren't too happy with this change, with the switch over from special to heavy, which is now called power. I totally get that. It's a big change, and special's just very fun to use. It's the nature of it, but now that it's going to be more scarce, it's a little bit of a bummer, but I do understand from Bungie's side view that it just needs to be balanced, because it's just very imbalanced in Destiny 1 right now. That's just the nature of it. It was being used way too much in comparison to the primary weapons. Primary weapons were just meant to be used more, but they weren't being used enough, so this is kind of how Bungie is hoping to balance it out. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how it works out. So basically, the layout of the weapons will be, in your first slot, you'll have kinetics, so just regular primary weapons. In your second slot, which used to be special, you'll have your elemental weapons, so that will be primary weapons with elemental attack, and that will also consist of sidearms. They are not bringing sidearms to the power slot. And then in the third slot, you'll have your power slot, which is essentially heavy. It now consists of grenade launchers, sniper rifles, and fusion rifles. We know that rocket launchers and swords will be in it. You'll get a sword as long as you've gotten the special pre-order package for Destiny 2. But if you didn't, I'm not sure when you'll get a sword, if at all. That could be the only sword. I'm guessing not, though. But we're also not sure if we're gonna have heavy machine guns yet. We'll see. But some of my concerns are, for instance, in the Crucible, I'm a little bit worried because I'm assuming lots of people are gonna start swarming around the power ammo boxes and kind of neglecting the match just for that time of waiting till the ammo comes out. So it might be a little bit still of a sidetrack, because they'll be distracted by it and just kind of wanting to be the first person to get it. But yeah, like I said, we'll see how it works out. Another thing is I'm interested to see what they do with PvE, because now that you won't be able to have your sniper and, like, say, rocket launcher combo in PvE, you won't be able to do as much damage in the same amount of time. So I'm looking forward to see if they lower the kill time, at least just on bosses, or if they leave it and just have it where it takes longer now. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely looking forward to see what happens there. So that's kind of my thoughts on the new weapon system that Bungie created for Destiny 2. Now I'll move on to the subclasses. So they actually, for their actually three new ones, they look pretty cool. The new Warlock one, it's really cool looking. It's also got some pretty good perks to it. So basically, when you pop your super, you get, like, essentially a raise lighter, bolt caster. You can fly, and you're just throwing like beams of fire down at people. It's pretty cool. And also there's a perk where you can they added this move to Warlocks where because of Warlock's slow glide, they added a perk where you can immediately, like, just quickly send yourself down to the ground. And so they added a perk where when you do that during your super, it, like, makes an explosion around you, which is pretty cool. So they actually have a lot of cool perks for that. It'd take a while for me to go over all of them, but there's also the Titan Sentinel, which is replacing the Ward of Dawn super. So basically you'll have like a Captain America shield, you'll get to throw it, you'll get to slam people with it, or you'll be able to like put up essentially a Ward of Dawn. It's like a Ward of Dawn, except you can unpop it, and then you can use a shield instead of it. So it's pretty cool. That has some cool perks also for it. And then there's the Arc Strider. I know there's a lot of disappointment for hunters. That's understandable. You know, because for Arc Strider, some of the perks for it were just a little bit I don't know. They just weren't. They didn't sound quite as useful as some of the other perks for other subclasses. Just a lot of them were focused on the super, and they didn't seem super useful. But Golden Gun looked pretty good. There's one perk for that where you can get 6 shots instead, and also another cool perk for all hunter subclasses is that you'll be able to essentially do like a dash move, which will refill your magazine. And there's a perk also where if you do it near an enemy, it will gain you bonus melee energy. But essentially it's like a shade step for all subclasses, except you just like, you kind of do like a twisting, go to your side move. So it's pretty cool now that you can do that across all subclasses. As far as the Warlock Voidwalker class, we don't know a whole lot about that yet. There has been some gameplay released on it, but we don't know all the skill tree perks. It looks like there might be a perk where you can get your Nova Bomb to like track people more than just the original perk in Destiny 2 where it tracks people. I think it does it more in Destiny 2. For all subclasses, the grenades will be the same, the jumps will be the same, and for all you hunter mains, I know that the Arc Strider might be a little bit of a disappointment. Maybe you don't like a lot of the perks on it, but Golden Gun actually does look promising. It does look pretty good. It doesn't look like it's gonna be as bad as Arc Strider. Not that Arc Strider is gonna be terrible, but it just doesn't, compared to the other subclasses, some of the perks aren't the best, just in terms of comparison to those other subclasses. But yeah, so if you do main a hunter, I'd recommend going with the Golden Gun. And if they do come back out with Night Stalker at some point, I guess we'll see how the perks are on that. But if you do main a hunter and you don't like how Arc Strider is, I'd definitely recommend a switch over to Golden Gun, because honestly, it doesn't look that bad to me. It looks pretty good, actually. Also, the Striker Titan looks pretty good. Some of the perks I really like. There's one where you can, if you knock out the person's shields, so the little white bar above their red health bar, if you knock that out, you get bonus range on your next melee. So that's actually a really cool perk, since Titan melees are a little bit stubby. They don't reach very far. So that can be very useful. And like I said, that's like one of the perks that I like about it. Can't list them all. The super will now be roaming, which is actually pretty interesting. So basically, you'll be able to do multiple smashes and or shoulder charges during your super. There's a perk where the longer you stay in air with the super, the more damage it does. So that could potentially be useful for like PvE. Say, like for instance, if you're floating in the air and there's a boss, you just stay in the air for a while, and then you hit him with a smash, and it will do more damage than just walking up to him and doing a regular smash. So that's kind of my thoughts on the subclasses. And then moving on to like PvP, PvE, and the story, I'd say the story so far is, in my opinion, out of what I've seen, it looks like it's the best. In my opinion, since I can't really rank this one yet, since I haven't seen the whole story, I'd say in my opinion, stories in order of my favorites would be, it'd be Rise of Iron, Taken King, and then probably Dark Below, and then House of Wolves. Dark Below are between the original story, probably Dark Below, and then the original story, and then House of Wolves. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the story. The PvP looks pretty good. I haven't seen a whole lot, but from what I've seen between the first mission and some of the strike, it looks pretty good. Yeah, not a whole lot of changes to it. The PvP looks pretty good, looks pretty crisp. I'm looking forward to getting some hands-on to both of them once the beta does come out. I'll probably be doing a lot of PvP. I'll do the strike probably once, and then like probably story mission once. I don't want to get like tired of them because this is only the beta, but yeah, that's kind of what I think so far of the game, and yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, guys. Just comment below any tips, and I'll catch you later.